When I tell you that Islam is the most beautiful religion on this earth, that it makes sense perfectly, that there's nothing wrong with it.
The Quran says, in remembrance of Allah do hearts find comfort.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahilladzi arsala rasulahu bil huda wa dinil haqq liyuzhirahu 'ala dini kullihi wa kafa billahi syahida. Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la syarikalah wa asyhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu la nabiyya ba'da. Berjumpa lagi dengan channel saya Mars Techno. Saya doakan semoga semua sahabat dalam keadaan sehat selalu.
When I tell you that Islam is the most beautiful religion on this earth, that it makes sense perfectly, that there's nothing wrong with it, if you actually sit down and do your research perfectly, you will understand that there's nothing wrong with this religion. If you ever read The Secret, the book, which talks about the law of attraction and how a bunch of scientists agree that as humans we are made out of energy, and the energy that we send out to the universe comes back to us the same way, meaning that if you're always complaining and arguing with people and you're always negative and you're always complaining, you're gonna receive that energy back. Otherwise, if you're positive and you're open and you believe that you deserve good, it will come back to you. As for them, they describe this as the universe giving back to you, but for us in Islam, it's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is our greater source. He's our greater energy. He is the creator of everything. While praying, you talk to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you ask Him for the things that you want. During that connection between you and Him, you build out this energy transfer between you and Him, where you first of all believe that He's capable of giving you everything that you want, that you deserve what you ask for, and that you put trust in Him. And actually in the book they tell you that you ask for what you want, you send that energy to the universe, and you believe that you deserve what you want. That's exactly what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells you to do. You put your trust in Him, you ask Him for what you want, and you just let it go. Going through that book and reading it actually made me realize of how amazing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is. Like, the moral of the story, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is limitless. His power is greater than anything. He's capable of doing anything. So ask for that $1 million, or ask for that family that you wish for, or the success that you want, or anything. Just believe that He is gonna give you what you ask for. Believe that you deserve what you're asking for. It's about iman, faith, and tawakkul, action. Believe in what you wish for and let it go, and go do your life and work towards it, and you will see how magic is gonna happen.
14 Islamic teachings that have left me permanently mind blown since finding Islam. You will be rewarded for even thinking about doing something good and then not even following through with it. I could make a whole video just on that. Allah doesn't burden a soul with more than it can bear, so just know that if you're going through something, you are strong enough to deal with it. The Quran says that Allah is closer to you than your jugular vein, so Allah is closer to us, is as close to us as we are to ourselves. The Quran says, in remembrance of Allah do hearts find comfort, so just think about Allah. This one is amazing and it's changed my whole perspective of how I speak and make du'as. When you make dua for somebody, the angels say and to you too. Dua is more powerful than faith, which is really crazy because I know how important faith is in Islam and Allah's ruling, His final ruling, and dua can change that. The Quran says that Allah wants to make your life easier, not harder, so relax. When Allah forgives you, He turns your bad deeds into good deeds. When you make dhikr, the angels gather round you and lower their wings in respect. And every dhikr is one tree in your garden in Jannah. Allah is that merciful that this dunya only has 1% of His mercy. And that 1% is the reason why we love and cry and show kindness. The rest of Allah's mercy, the other 99%, we will witness on Judgment Day. Wallah, I don't even have words for this because I know how empathetic and the kindness that I try to show and how I feel, and it's overwhelming sometimes, and that is only 1% of what Allah will show us. When you step one foot into Jannah, you will feel like you only lived on earth for a day, and you'll forget all your pain and suffering. And when Allah loves you, He tells His angels to love you too.
Selesai. Semoga bermanfaat. Terima kasih telah menonton video sampai selesai. Mohon maaf jika ada terjemahan yang kurang tepat. Dukung channel ini dengan like, subscribe, dan share. Masya Allah, sebuah video yang sangat menarik dari dua orang wanita barat. Dari percakapannya, mereka terlihat bahwa sangat bangga dan mengerti tentang keislaman. Wanita pertama mengatakan bahwa Islam adalah agama yang paling indah di muka bumi ini, yang masuk akal dan paling sempurna. Bahwa tidak ada yang salah dengan agama Islam itu sendiri. Al-Islam ya'lu wa la yu'la alaih. Islam itu tinggi dan tidak ada yang lebih tinggi darinya. Jika Anda pernah membaca sekelompok ilmuwan yang setuju bahwa sebagai manusia kita terbuat dari energi, dan energi yang kita kirimkan atau kita keluarkan ke alam semesta akan kembali kepada kita dengan cara yang sama pula. Berarti bahwa jika Anda selalu mengeluh, berdebat dengan orang-orang, dan selalu negatif thinking, maka Anda akan kembali menerima energi yang seperti itu sendiri. Sebaliknya, jika Anda selalu berpikiran positif, Anda terbuka dan percaya bahwa Anda pantas mendapatkan kebaikan, ini akan kembali kepada Anda sendiri. Tetapi bagi kita umat Islam, itu adalah dari Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala adalah pencipta kita yang paling besar. Dia adalah sumber kita. Dia adalah pencipta segalanya. Sambil sholat, Anda berbicara pada Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Anda dapat meminta hal-hal yang Anda inginkan, dan selama Anda berhubungan dengannya, Anda akan membangun transfer energi di antara Anda dan Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, di mana kamu akan percaya bahwa Dia mampu memberikan semua yang Anda doakan. Nah sahabat, mungkin itu saja sedikit video reaksi dari kami. Mudah-mudahan bermanfaat bagi kita semua. Wabillahi taufik wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.